What's up, everyone? My name is Sam. Thanks so much for joining the Sanjana Fitness Hatha Yoga YouTube channel. Today's practice is going to be a celebration of the summer solstice, the longest day of the year, the first day of summer, which just passed for us in the States on June 20th. When you're ready, I'll meet you in the middle of the mat in a child's pose. See you there. So we're coming to the mat in traditional child's pose with your shins and knees together, tops of the feet touching the mat, forehead down toward the mat, or maybe on a yoga block if the mat's not accessible to you. And we're just sending the hands behind us, palms open up toward the ceiling or the sky. Start to connect with the breath. Relax through the posterior chain. If the feet are accessible to you, maybe connecting hands with feet, just to feel the warmth of your hands on your feet. As you start to drop in, just start to recognize how things are in your physical, intellectual, emotional, and spiritual bodies. You can take this time to let your body know it's okay to relax. Today I'm going to guide you through a flow to celebrate the summer solstice, which is the first day of summer, the longest day of the year. Just remember that all of my cues are merely suggestions. You can make this practice your own. Listen to your bodies. Try to recognize what you might need. And just start to deepen the breath, melt down into this little bubble of self-care that you're creating for yourself. Just notice if there's any tension anywhere in the body, if you're gripping through the fingers or tense through the face or neck. Just try to let go of that. When celebrating the summer solstice, we're acknowledging the longest days of the year. So our flow will kind of mimic that. If you want a mantra for today's practice, it might be related to the sun or to energy. You might choose a mantra like, I am awake, I am aware, I am ready to act. Or maybe just something as simple as, the daylight nourishes and energizes me. Start to notice if your thoughts are distracted. If so, just notice what's distracting you. Recognize it and let it go. Stay connected to your breath. We'll just gently open the eyes if they're closed. Start to gain some spatial awareness. You might wiggle through the fingers before bringing your palms under the shoulders. Press down into the mat. We will slowly curl up to sitting. As slow as a sunrise, really slowly, moving like you're moving through water. Coming all the way up to an upright position. Pull the shoulders back, lift the gaze, tuck the chin a little bit. Nice, beautiful posture. Then we'll bring the left fingertips to the front edge of the left knee. Bring the right palm to the top of the right thigh. Press down with your right palm. We're just going to lean back and pull upward with the left hand. Flexing a little bit at the left elbow. Just pulling that knee in toward the torso. Stretching through the front of the ankle. Along the shin. Staying connected with the breath. Staying grounded and balanced. You can go ahead and release that when you're ready. And we'll switch to the second side. So pressing down through the left palm, right fingertips to the front edge of the right knee. And just pull that knee in toward the body. Notice what you feel and where without getting overwhelmed. Stay grounded, stay balanced. And when you feel good about it, go ahead and release that right knee back to the mat. We're going to come into a toe stand, so depending on where you are in your practice, that might look a couple of different ways. So I'm going to lean forward onto the palms just to curl the toes under. And I want to start by connecting all 10 toes to the mat. Really pressing through the full range of motion there. Letting your feet be free outside of socks and shoes. And if this is very challenging or uncomfortable for you, then you'll just stay here, releasing your hands from the mat and exploring the edge of your tolerance there. If you feel like that's pretty manageable, you can also lift the knees from the mat. Maybe bring palms together at the heart space. Again, finding balance. If you fall out, that's okay. Just get right back in. And trying to maintain that connection of all 10 toes to the mat. Good, take your time there. Feel that heat. Bring your awareness there without judgment, without getting overwhelmed. Building strength through the ankles and feet. And when you're ready, we'll gently, mindfully release the palms to the mat. Roll forward onto all fours and we'll come into tabletop pose for a little cat-cow. So knees under the hip points, palms under the shoulders, starting with a neutral spine. That's the natural curvature of your spine. Gaze is downward for starters. And we'll sync up with the breath. On your inhale, drop the low ribs, lift the gaze, shift the pelvis. And on your exhale, press the palms into the mat, arching through the upper back. Sync up with your breath, move at your own pace. And as always, listen to your body. Feel free to incorporate any other organic movement into this variation of poses. So you can draw circles with the low ribs, just bending into the elbows, lubricating the shoulders and the hips, noticing what you feel and where. Maybe reverse those circles. You might also draw circles with the hips, sending the hips back toward the heels, forward, pushing over to the right. Whatever your body's asking you for here, just explore, be curious. When you feel good about that, we'll once again curl the toes under, finding that connection of all 10 toes to the mat. And then we're going to extend fully through the knees, sending the hips up toward the ceiling, bringing the heels down toward the mat. It's okay if they're not touching. Mine are not touching right now. Make sure you got a nice flat back pose here. Bend into the knees if you need to reach that. Go ahead and press through one foot, then the other, or incorporate other easy organic movement here. You might look under one armpit and then the other. Reconnect with the breath. Find stillness in the pose when you're ready. And we'll slowly walk the hands up toward the feet, bringing the heels to the mat for your standing forward fold. You can make this dynamic if you want to. You can rock gently from left to right, dragging the fingers along the mat. Clasp opposite elbows with opposite hands. You can wrap your arms behind your legs without forcing any shape or compression. Whatever your body is calling for here. When you feel good about it, we'll meet back in stillness, hands in front of the feet. Take another cycle of breath here. On your next inhale, we'll slowly drag the fingertips along the front edge of the body. Moving super slow, slowing it way down. Got lots of time here. These are the longest days of the year. Take advantage of that, move slowly, even slower. Coming all the way up to Tadasana or mountain pose. Go ahead and adjust if you need to. When you're ready, bring the hands all the way up and overhead, really reaching, taking up space. Bringing palms together directly overhead. And we'll bend into the elbows to lower the palms to the front of the heart space. Take a moment here. Good. When you're ready, release the palms all the way down to the mat. One more time, we'll halfway lift, bringing the fingertips along the front edge of the body, coming into this L shape or number 7 shape. Release the hands back down to the mat. Press the palms into the mat. I'm walking my hands forward to center myself on the mat. Send the feet back for plank pose. And then we'll chaturanga to upward facing dog or lower all the way to the belly for cobra. whatever's in your practice today. From there, stay synced up with the breath. Send the hips up high and back toward the ceiling. Well, one more time, walk the hands back toward the feet, coming back into your standing forward fold. One more time, let's gently drag the fingertips along the front edge of the body, slowly curling all the way up to Tadasana. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting the gaze, opening the palms. And we'll bring the palms all the way up and overhead. Once together, we'll slice it down the middle, bringing the palms to the front of the heart space. Tucking the chin, pulling the shoulders back. Gently release the hands all the way back down to the mat. One more time, let's halfway lift, dragging the fingertips along the front edge of the mat. Bringing the palms all the way up to the hips. Pulling the shoulders back, finding that strong flat back position. We'll release the hands to the mat one more time. I'm going to walk mine forward, send the feet back for plank, and then we'll slowly lower to the belly for cobra or halfway for upward facing dog. Good, one more time, hips high back in the air, coming back into your downward dog. Take a minute here, catch your breath, feel good about it. Might be really hot, so if you're getting sweaty, try to embrace that. From here, we're going to plant the left foot somewhere near the midline of the mat. We'll slide the right toes up toward the ceiling for three-legged dog. Enjoy the transition. Notice what you feel and where. Bend into that right knee, leading with that right knee to bring the right foot all the way up and through. We'll frame it with both hands. Keep that back knee lifted. We're going to guide the fingertips forward to come up into a high lunge. Again, taking up space, sinking down into that right hip. Generous bend in the right knee. Fingers facing all the way up toward the ceiling, really reaching. Next, we'll pivot on that left foot or your back foot. We're going to open up the arms for warrior two. Again, taking up space, hands open to the left and to the right. Take your time here, building strength. Cycle that left hand all the way under. Frame that right foot one more time, pivoting on the left foot. Left knee stays lifted. We'll send the right foot back. Coming into your plank pose, hold for just a second. And then we'll vinyasa. So we're going to slowly lower all the way to the belly for cobra or halfway for chaturanga to upward facing dog. Hips up high and back for downward dog. Take your time, catch your breath. When you're ready, we'll do the same thing to the second side by planting that right foot somewhere near the midline of the mat. Sliding the left toes all the way down the mat and up toward the ceiling. Bend into that left knee. Guide that left foot all the way up and through. Framing it with both hands, fingertips on the mat in line with your foot. Right knee stays lifted. We'll guide the fingertips forward, coming all the way up toward the ceiling, staying nice and low in that left knee, left hip. When you're ready, pivot on the back foot. Open the arms up left to right for warrior two on the second side. Good, taking up space. Remember your mantra if you had one. I am awake, I am aware, I am ready to act. Cycle that right hand down and around to frame that left foot. Both hands coming to the mat in line with that left foot. Keep the right knee lifted, send the left foot back for plank. And vinyasa one more time. This time, instead of coming into downward dog, we're just gonna come all the way down to the belly. You can start to set up for a Sphinx pose. Pressing the hip bones, the tops of the thighs, the tops of the feet into the mat. We'll start with the left arm for a chest stretch, just moving that left elbow to the outside edge, the left side of the mat, keeping that elbow at 90 degrees with your palm facing downward. We'll drag the right fingertips under the right shoulder and use that right hand to press into the mat and guide you onto your left side body with stacked knees, hips, and ankles. Take this time just to reconnect with the breath. Just to slow down and enjoy the solstice. Take a few more cycles of breath on this side just to turn inward. And when you're ready to switch to the second side, we'll start by extending through the knees and rolling onto the belly. We'll reset on our forearms, elbows tucked in under the shoulders, palms facing downward. Feeling that connection with the mat, feeling the support of the earth. We'll bring that right arm to the outside edge of the right side of the mat, keeping that elbow at 90 degrees. We'll bring the left fingertips under the left shoulder and use the left palm to push us up onto the right side body with stacked knees, hips, and ankles. Feel free to adjust the degree of flexion in your right elbow to increase or decrease the sensations that you're feeling in the right shoulder, right side chest. Reconnect with the breath. Remind your body it's okay to relax. Reconnect with your mantra if it's serving you. When you're ready to transition out of this pose, you can start by extending through the knees and then rolling onto the belly, resetting in that Sphinx pose. And we're going to come back into downward dog, so you can curl the toes under And come back up onto the palms. From here, we're going to stretch through the upper back. So we'll start by bringing the left palm to the center line of the mat, somewhere under your chest or under your face. We'll bring the right fingertips all the way up toward the ceiling, pressing the hips over to the left, checking in with your range of motion there. Then we'll guide the right fingertips under the left arm to come down onto that right shoulder, right ear. And this time, we'll bring the left hand to the top of the right palm. So right now, palms are together. And then we'll also open that left arm toward the ceiling. Just checking in with your range of motion. Bring it back down to that right palm. And then keep it under your left shoulder or extend your left palm fully toward that top left corner of the mat. You can be as active or as passive in this stretch as you want to. Either reminding the body it's okay to relax, or engaging that right shoulder, just kind of pulling that right elbow in toward the right shoulder. Whatever your body's asking you for. Breathe deep into the upper back. When you're ready, we'll bend into that left elbow, bringing the left palm under the left shoulder. Press into that palm, extend fully through the left elbow. Drag the right fingertips across your mat and bring them all the way back up toward the ceiling again, checking in with your range of motion, pressing your hips over to the left. Go ahead and release that right hand back down to the mat, and we'll do the same thing to the second side. First, by bringing the right hand to the midline of the mat, somewhere under the face or under the chest. We'll drag the left fingertips across that right arm, across the chest, and all the way up toward the ceiling, checking in with your range of motion there, pressing your hips over to the right. And then we'll gently guide those left fingertips under the right arm, coming down onto the left shoulder, left tricep. Bring your right hand to match the left, so just palm to palm. And then we'll raise that right hand up toward the ceiling again. Before bringing it back down to meet that left palm. And then planting it under the right shoulder or extending it to the top right corner of your mat. Reconnect with the breath. Again, make this pose as active or as passive as you'd like. Remind your body it's okay to relax. This is your practice. You are in control. When you feel good about it, bend into that right elbow, bring the right palm to under the right shoulder, press into that palm, extend through that right elbow, left fingertips drag across the mat and all the way back up toward the ceiling, checking in again with your range of motion here. Gently float that left hand back down to the mat. From here, we'll bring the big toes into touch. Send the knees as wide as the mat or somewhere approximately in that general range. And then we'll send the hips back toward the heels, walking the hands forward and lowering the forehead to the mat. Letting go of anything you don't need here. Practicing gratitude for the solstice. Remembering your mantra. Reminding the body it's okay to relax. When you're ready, you can press into the fingertips. Gently lift the forehead from the mat. We'll walk the fingertips over toward the left side. So probably off the left side of your mat, melting down somewhere over that left knee or near there. Bringing the forehead to the earth or to the mat. So you can make it really passive and just relax everything here. Or you can make it a little more active through the right side body by walking the right fingertips away from the body. Noticing what you feel and where, and breathing deeply into that. Bring our awareness back to the fingertips to press into the fingers, lift the forehead from the mat, and do the same thing on the right side. Moving super slowly all the way over to the right, and melting down the forehead and the heart space. Maybe walking the left fingertips a little bit further from the body. Breathing all the way down that left side body into that left hip. Keeping the hips very low, anchored toward the heels. Once again, bat the eyes open if they're closed and press into the fingertips. Lift the forehead from the mat. We'll walk the hands back through center. Come back up onto all fours to transition just to your back. You can get there however you get there. Find your center on the mat. We'll slowly lower down to the back. Feel free to grab a pillow. Allow the palms to open up left to right, coming into Shavasana or corpse pose, our final resting pose of the practice. Take a moment just to absorb the nutrients of today's practice, to reflect on your gratitude for the solstice. We've made it to yet another beautiful summer rich with life and abundance. Continue to find stillness in the mind. Try to relax the body a little more deeply. Take advantage of these last few moments in the space you've created for yourself. Maybe remember your mantra if you had one. I am awake, I am aware, I am ready to act. Consider applying that mantra or the nutrients of today's practice throughout your day or your week or your year. Before we close today's practice, I want to recognize that I am leading this practice from unceded Monongahela and Osage territories in what is now Western Pennsylvania. I encourage you to find out whose indigenous lands you're practicing on and how you can support their ongoing struggles for liberation. I'm going to bring my palms together to rest at the third eye or space between the eyebrows. Feel free to join me if it feels right, or just stay where you are. We also want to recognize that yoga is an ancient spiritual practice stemming from the subcontinent of India and Indian culture. So we respect and honor that cultural heritage without appropriation. Yoga functions in many ways for many people of the world, including as a community. I thank you so much for being part of my community today. I hope you got something you needed here today, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.